With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series fires things off for race 14 out of the 15 race season right here, once again at Richmond International Raceway. Drivers in chase race number 4 gonna fight for their chances to walk into Homestead Miami Speedway with a shot to lift some hardware by the end of the night. But first and foremost, we've got to make it through this race. 140 laps here at Richmond International Raceway. Track temperature pretty warm, not as warm as the last night when we were here trackside in the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Airs iRacing Paints Arc Menard Series race last evening. Gonna be an interesting night once again, that's for sure. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave of the Cave bringing you all the calls, and there's some of your qualifying information right there to the left-hand side of your screen. Michael Madden in the 20 Ford F-150 gonna go top of the speed charts. John Peel gonna put his second time lap in. Good enough for second. John McMillan Jr. up inside the top 5. He's gonna get knocked back one position as now Jonathan Holston goes quick time with a 22.416. That is only 0.3 of a second faster than those ARCA cars last night. So these trucks with a little bit more power, able to squeeze a little bit more speed out of the track. Alan Young going to take that top spot now in qualifying with just about 2.5 minutes into this 5-minute qualifying session. Just about half of the field has put in their qualifying times. Looks like we've got a few heavy hitters out there yet to hit the track. Jeff Gluckner, Gary Wells up in the admin booth here tonight with Justin Gann. Do want to give a big shout out to them before we fire things off. Jeffrey Green, Rhett Tucker still yet to get out there. Looks like he's just climbed in his F-150. He's going to head out on the track for his qualifying lap. Sean Mitchell, great run last night. We've seen Mitchell walk away with a podium spot. Can he reproduce and replicate the run here tonight in the trucks? He's going to go third on the speed charts here in qualifying with just about 2 minutes remaining. Final few drivers beginning to squeak in their qualifying times as we are down to just 1.5 minutes now on the stopwatch in this 5-minute qualifying session. So drivers going to have to go ahead and get those times in if they're going to want to try to start near the front of the field. Track position very big. Track position very key at a short track. We seen some drivers trying to extend the run last night. It worked out for a moment, but unfortunately didn't quite pan out by the time the race was over. And how about Greg Olenek? He's going to go top of the speed charts. He's going to grab that top spot away from Alan Young right with about 60 seconds remaining. Olenek goes to the top of the speed charts to 78, turns in a 22.336 for the quick time here tonight. 21 drivers on the board, and the fastest one is a Ford. Looks like John Herzig going to go ahead and pull it to pit road. Looking down there, seeing if we're going to have anybody else go out. Brian Jablonski as well as Jeff Gluckner. Both of those drivers still yet to put in their qualifying time, and I don't think they're going to have time as there is just 30 seconds remaining here in qualifying, so it does indeed look like that. 78 going to take the pole position here tonight with a 22.336. That's going to be the fast time. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Head back trackside for your national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
trackside as the final few drivers begin to make their way to their starting spots. We'll go ahead and run down some of your official business coming into tonight's race. Chase race number 4 here in season number 3 for the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. There you can see it right on the sign. Look at the boss man in his office. He's going to go ahead and throw the flags out there for us tonight. Going to wait for the rest of the drivers. We'll run down your championship standings coming in to race number 14. And looks like Rhett Tucker still at the top of that leaderboard. 4 points out in front of Michael Madden, Adam Pettit, Lee Staples. How about Alan Young rounding out your top 5? Just 20 points back from your race leader. That is very doable here tonight. The man sitting in the pole position here tonight on the outside of the top 5. Still with a solid shot here to walk away with the chance for the championship trophy. Your top 8 in the point standings moving on. Sean Kozier, John Peel, Kevin Haas, all in good shape, but look how close it is. Jeffrey Green, Stephen Ayers Jr. right there within striking distance. Jeff Gluckner, he's been to victory lane. That's why he's highlighted in that turn 3 orange, and he could possibly go back to victory lane and secure himself a shot at the championship trophy. So it's all gonna come down to tonight. It's all gonna happen right here at Richmond International Raceway, right before your eyes, and just a handful of drivers left to get to their starting spots. So we'll let the rest of the field make their way onto the starting grid. And track officials already hitting those bells. You know the sound. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup here for Chase race number 4 in Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series, starting inside row number 1. Inside the Moulin Brew 78, that's your pole sitter, Greg Olenek. Just to his outside, wing 6 of Alan Young. Jonathan Holston, Rhett Tucker, right back there in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, the 32 of Darren Clement, the 58 of Adam Petty. Sean Mitchell, Michael Madden, making up row number 4. Back in row number 5, the 77 of John Peel, and the 9 of David Medina will round out your top 10. Back in row number 6, the 15 of John McMillan Jr., followed by, there you see it, Big Mac, John McMillan Sr. in the 51 Machine. Row number 7 here tonight, the 05 of Eric Talent, and the 16 of Sean Kozier. Kevin Haas, Ron Shute will make up row number 8. Row 9 here tonight, the 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr., and the 5 of Lee Staples. John Herzig, David Cameron back in row number 10, and rounding out your top 20, 21st starting position, the 07 of Brian Jaworski. And I believe that will round out the field as Justin Gann, Gary Wells up there in the admin booth. Jeffrey Green, Jeff Glockner, I believe, may be out there as well on the track. We'll have to wait to see how that all pans out for those 2 drivers. But with that being said, that's your starting lineup for tonight's Chase race number 4 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network field, making their way around the track. We'll head up towards the front with your race leader as the pace truck lights are out. We're ready to go back to green flag racing once again here with Swift Motorsports. And green flag flies for the first time here tonight. Quick go on the gas as that 78 of Olenek back down into turn 1. No problems, nobody right on his rear deck lid. Second, third, fourth, all over each other right now. Rhett Tucker trying to keep that 4th position. We'll look at this gaggle of trucks as they make their way back around the track and into turn number 3. Already 1 lap on the board coming now. We'll complete that lap. Lap number 2 now up next. Back down into turn number 1, almost 3 wide already at the front of this field. The 99 of Rhett Tucker looking to go to the middle, not quite going to squeeze it in there just yet. Maybe a little too early for that 3 wide. And here comes Darren Clement in the Busch Light 32 F-150. A lot of fast Fords at the front. We've been seeing these Fords dominate over the past few weeks. Gotta wonder if that manufacturer just seems to have the edge right now. Oh, big moment back through the rear of the field. Looks like Ron Shute had some trouble. A little bit off the pace for just a moment. He gets it corrected and headed in the right direction. Stephen Ayers Jr. going to battle with him for 15th and 16th on the track. Long train of single file cars already running here early at Richmond. We'll go back, take a look at, I believe that is the 20 of Michael Madden trying to make up a position on the 89. Sean Mitchell indeed going to drop to the back, a look up in front of them. That's the 58 of Rhett Tucker. Tucker with a little bit different look on the truck here this week. Maybe thinking that maybe a little superstitious, maybe switching up the paint scheme may bring him some better luck. Tucker has had a little rough go. Wait a minute. Adam Pettit, I apologize. That is Pettit I'm talking about. A little different paint scheme, it looks like. He's had a little bit of a rough go as of late. After clicking off 2 wins so far this season, kind of fell to the wayside just a little bit. Has been somewhat quiet here in this championship chase, but still sitting pretty in third in the point standings coming into tonight's race. He just needs to have a nice, solid finish in order to set himself up with a shot at the championship trophy, but it's a long way away. Still upwards of 130 laps left to decide tonight's race winner. Battle now on track, 4th and 5th, Jonathan Holston and Darren Clement. Clement hot on the trail of the 78 of Holston, who's right there with Alan Young. Rhett Tucker not too far off in front of him. Race leader Olenek, he's stepped out. He's got over a half a second advantage over second place Rhett Tucker right now. And we've got a lot of truck drivers all over each other. We've got drivers right here inside your top 5 running for podium positions all over each other. We've got drivers around the 10th spot on the track. John McMillan Jr. right now sitting in that 10th position. He's got Eric Talent not too far for him. David Medina as well as John McMillan Sr. running back in the 13th spot. He's lost 1 position from where he started tonight's race, but still hanging out inside that top 15 as we cross the line this time by. We'll begin lap number 11. Field slowly starting to separate themselves from the front to the rear of the field. Small gaps in between all of these drivers. About 2 to 3 truck lengths separating most of the field. We look right here at this battle. It's right around that 2 truck length mark. That's the 73 of Jonathan Holston. He's the meat and the sandwich between Alan Young and Darren Clement. And not very far that he could go even if he wanted to, because he's got Rhett Tucker sitting off just in front of him. That 99 has been running in a solid second pretty much the entire time here tonight after starting outside row number 2 in the 4th position. Tucker moves up to 2nd. Still close battles inside of your top 5, close battles outside of your top 10. John McMillan Jr. has got Eric Talent and David Medina right behind them. A little further on back outside of your top 15. Let's go check out this about 4 to 5 truck battle on the track there. You can see some damage on the right side of, I believe that's the 28 of Ron Shute. He was into the outside wall at some point in time. Great run last night for the 5 of Lee Staples. Can he put that StepTire.com sponsor back in a podium spot? We'll have to see if he can get the job done. Just falling short of a podium last night was Staples. A great run last night in that StepTire.com Toyota Camry he had out here, the Ayers iRacing Paint Torque Menard Series. Can he jump in the bow tie here tonight and get the job done? We'll have to wait to see. Still a very long way to go. Driver still jockeying for the few positions on the track. Sean Kozier looks to the inside of Ron Schutte, not able to get there just yet. Off in front of them, Kevin Haas, Lee Staples going at it. 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. right there, ready to pounce. He's going to look to take that inside lane as the door has been opened by the 5. The 88 up to the high side. He may get freight trained here. Not much changing at the front of the field. Olenek with an 0.8 of a second advantage over Rhett Tucker, who's got about the same gap back now. A changing up near the front inside those podium spots. Alan Young dropping all the way from 3rd to 5th as Jonathan Holston and Darren Clement both get by him. 86 struggling on the outside lane. That's going to open up the door once again for the 58 of Adam Pettit. He's going to look to take it to the inside back into 1. Not much of a fight out of that 86. Preferred lane went to the 58 down into turn 1. He's going to go ahead and yield the position early in this green flag run, hopefully to keep the tires on it and keep himself up near the front towards the end of the long green flag runs. Back across the stripe, drivers will head back into turn number 1. There you see him coming right at you. Your race leader starting to run into some back markers already here tonight. We begin to work our way down the back stretch back into turn number 3. There's that 34 trying to rejoin the track. Jeffrey Green with a little bit of a struggle here tonight. Green already sitting 1 lap down. Looks like he may have had a little bit of trouble. Had to reset to pit lane. Back on the track though already, but 1 lap down very early. The good thing about that though, race fans, you got to look at it this way. It's early in the race. If you can keep yourself just that 1 lap down, you've got an opportunity. You've got a chance. If you get that yellow flag, you may be able to stay out, possibly even get a waiver round, and then hope for another quick caution to get you back on the tire strategy that you need to be with the rest of the field. So a long time to overcome some troubles and some hardships. You just got to minimize the damage now while you still have an opportunity to walk away with a great finish. John Herzig now going to fall off of the lead lap. He'll be listed in that lucky dog position back in 21st. Jump around the track just a little bit further back behind Darren Clement. That's Michael Madden in the 20 machine. He's trying to close in on Alan Young, who has been falling through the field right now, down 4 positions from where he started tonight's race. In some big trouble right now as he's continuing to lose a little bit of pace, maybe abuse the tires a little bit too soon, a little bit too early. Now suffering those consequences. He was 0.2 of a second slower than Alan Young. Last time by was Michael Madden. So Young able to turn the heat up just a little bit and get another fast time out of the truck. Take a look at the lap times that time by. Now Madden once again quicker on the track. He's going to reel back in that 86 of Alan Young. There you can see Young trying to get down to the bottom. Just can't seem to get the truck to turn into the corners the way that he needs to right now. 28 laps in to this green flag run. And green flag pit stops are looming at about 10 laps. We should see these drivers begin to break for pit road. And there's the pass. He's going to get the job done. Drag race down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Young stuck on the outside once again. Michael Madden drops to the inside, hugs the yellow line. He'll drift up, slide job at a 4, cross the line, give the spot to Michael Madden. Oh, and Jonathan Herdzik with some trouble. He's down to pit lane after some hard contact with the outside wall. He's going to go ahead and bring that 12 Ford F-150 down to pit road to the attention of his crew and service members. They'll try to get that truck back out there, but a big hit, and that very well may be the last time we see Herdzik out on the track, because that truck is pretty torn up. Sean Mitchell also onto pit road. Looks like there may be some trouble there for the 89 of Sean Mitchell after starting tonight's race up inside the top 5. Mitchell struggles here with the race pace. Gotta check back in with this man right here in the Moon Brew Sparkle and Shine. The 78, man, I tell you what, since snatching the pole position here in qualifying with a 22.336, he has turned in some lightning fast laps all night and has opened up almost a 2-second gap over his closest running competitor. That's Jonathan Holston back in second in the 73 machine. Rhett Tucker back in third. Fourth place goes to Darren Clement. Adam Pettit rounds out your top 5. And I'm telling you, he's going to begin to put a lot of trucks one lap down and then begin to work in to the middle, the meat of the field, really, if you will. Only 19 drivers now left on the lead lap, and we have had ourselves 3 retirements here tonight. Brian Jablonski as well as Jonathan Herdzik. They're going to go ahead and pull that forward behind pit wall. Sean Mitchell with trouble. His Toyota is done for the night. He's out of tonight's race as well. So 20 out of the 23 drivers that started tonight's race still out there on the track, but only 19 of them left on the lead lap. And very, very soon, I tell you what, why don't we go ahead on board, show you from the cockpit just how close he is beginning to get to work himself into some more back markers. There's another 3 trucks right in front of him. Ron Shute as well as David Cameron. Jeff Gluckner next on the hit list for Olenek. Just nice and smooth on the wheel. Take a look at that, race fans. There you can see just the slight, little bit of a correction there as he crosses the line. But you don't see very much pullback or tugging to the right. The car's handling beautifully. Is the best way I can. The truck is handling beautifully. That's the best way I can put it. You don't see a lot of correction in the wheel. Just nice and easy off of the throttle, floating it down into turn 1. He'll roll the bottom of the corner, keep it down underneath Ron Shute and put the 28 truck 1 lap down. He's now going to go by the 34. Nice and easy back into turn 3, and he's going to continue to put drivers 1 lap down here very early. The Moo and Brew Sparkle and Shine 78. Greg Olenek looks to secure his chances at a championship. Running like this, he very well may do it. And Herdzik back on the track. Herdzik gets the job done. His pit crew has got that fixed. They didn't load it up. They needed to go behind pit wall for just a handful of minutes. Big a big moment here for Herdzik. He's going to try to pick up a handful of points, see if he can't somehow squeeze himself into a good finishing spot and see if he can't walk away with some points enough to get himself inside the top 8. It's a little bit of a long shot, but still mathematically has a slight chance. With that being said, we'll go back through the field as drivers have surpassed the 100 lap to go mark. That's a little bit of a milestone because, I mean, that means we are just about a quarter of the way through tonight's race. 40 laps already completed, and in the board, we have been clean and green all night long right here at Richmond International Raceway. Keep in mind, coming up, race fans, very soon we'll have a lot of championship action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network coming at you 2 weeks from now, championship week down there in Homestead, Miami Speedway, and it is going to be a heck of a week. Drivers going to be partying it up, celebrating the nights away as their seasons wind down to a close and things begin to lighten up for the little bit of a quick, silly season we have here at Swift Motorsports. Four nights of championship action as Ron Shute has more trouble into the outside wall again, right here in front of some of the drivers inside of your top 5. There you can see Darren Clement sitting in that 6th spot. He just got by Shute. He's looking to get it by Adam Pettit as well. Eric Talon going to pull his truck to pit road. He'll drop through the running order for the time being. Green flag pit stops have begun. About 4 laps ago, Kevin Haas was the first truck driver to pit road. He brought the Budweiser 88 down pit road for 4 tires and fuel. Eric Talent now on the pit road in the box with no troubles. Down and away, quick stop out of that 05 crew. They get his Toyota back out on the track, and Talent looks to put some fast lap times down now. Listed off of the lead lap, but still just 1 lap down. Kevin Haas unfortunately falling 2 laps down. He'll get at least 1, if not 2 of these laps back if we can complete this pit cycle under green flag conditions. Now side by side, the 15 of John McMillan Jr. and Alan Young going at it on the raceway. 7th and 8th on the track. John Peel right there behind them. How about those fresh tires from Kevin Haas? He's going to look to make it 3 wide heading into turn number 1. They sort it out. They make it work. And how about McMillan Jr.? Big slide up the track. Truck got super loose. Chased it up the track. Kept it underneath him. Out of the wall. And he'll look to go back up there and battle once again with that 86 of Alan Young. Is Brett Tucker. He's going to pull the pit road this time. Jeff Gluckner also pulling the 24 to pit road. He's already down and away out of his box, heading off of pit road. Gluckner will look to get up to speed and minimize the damage. He's fallen also 2 laps down to your race leader, Olenek, who has led all 49 laps so far. And Little John pulling the 15 to pit road. This is your closest battle for position. Not a battle anymore as the 86 pulls to pit road. The 58 pulls to pit road. I apologize. That was Adam Pettit that pulled down to pit lane. He's going to give up a handful of positions on the track as well. McMillan Sr., Big Mac down and away. He heads off of pit road. Michael Madden, Greg Olenek, your race leader, going to pull to pit road. That's going to give the race lead to this man at the front of the field now, the 73 of Jonathan Holston. Holston going to lead a lap and go ahead and pull to pit road. There you see the 88 of Kevin Haas. He goes by your race leader to get himself back just 1 lap down. Darren Clement going to keep the Busch machine out there on the track, and he's going to take the race lead for at least a lap or 2 here we also have to look at the way these drivers are cycling this green flag pit stop. How many laps are they putting on these green flag runs on these tires? Darren Clement in the 32 machine, he's going to stay out there on the track, trying to extend the fuel run, spoil the show. Here in chase race number 4 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. 32 not really with, I want to make sure I'm looking at this correctly, Darren Clement not in the hunt for a championship shot. So he is just out here running for race wins. Can Clement park the Busch Ford F-150 into victory lane? There's the 99 of Rhett Tucker. He'll get himself back onto the lead lap as Clement pulls to pit road this time around. Stephen Ayers Jr. still out on the track. There you can see that 31 truck. Looks like he's going to look to come to pit road. No, he's going to stay out on track. He's going to lead a lap here. Four lead changes, 4 race leaders. Stephen Ayers Jr. keeps it out on the track. Rhett Tucker, the 99, now sits in the second position. Looks like he's passed Greg Olenek through this cycle of green flags, and look at how long this 31 is keeping the car out there. This truck has got some extra fuel line in it because he is running this thing well past most of the field's capabilities here so far. Big time shout out to Stephen Ayers Jr. What a job being able to keep that truck out there for 56 laps. Will he pull it to pit road this time by? And it looks like that's going to be exactly where he heads. Rhett Tucker will make his way off of turn 4, pass Ayers Jr. on pit road, and take the race lead for the first time here tonight. Rhett Tucker to the top spot. 5 lead changes with 5 race leaders. Olenek closing in with 3 lap fresher tires. He had himself a big gap before that round of green flag pit stops. Can this 78 make his way back to the tail end of Rhett Tucker and take that top spot back once again? We'll have to wait to see how it all plays out. Tucker going to make his way down the backstretch, and I tell you what, why don't we see if we can't grab one of those onboard camera shots. Let's see if we can't take a look back off of the tail end over the rear spoiler of Rhett Tucker and look behind Olenek. You don't see a single truck. Let's take a look at this shot down the backstretch. Still nobody making their way through the corner. There you see him just now coming off of turn number 2. These top 2 drivers have absolutely stepped away from the field. There's some back markers out in front of your top 2 drivers as they head back to the front stretch. They'll head back to turn number 1. There you can see them through the center of the corner off of turn number 2. Back down the back stretch, these truck drivers will head back into turn number 3. Still nose to tail with each other. Looking to the inside. Is Olenek not going to take the spot just yet? Man, he is showing him the nose down there. 2 Fords fighting it out at the front of the field. 4 fast Fords rounding out your top 4 as back to the point once again. Olenek will grab the top spot, and that'll give us our 6th different lead change here tonight. Olenek faster with those fresher tires. Heads back to the point, and Tucker just needs to try to keep in touch, keep himself towed right there with that 78 of Olenek as they put the 88 of Kevin Haas back down a lap. Haas now going to be listed as the first driver 1 lap down, but if he's not careful, if he doesn't keep pace with these race leaders, they're going to begin to work their way into some more back markers as after this long green flag run, over half of the field is off of the lead lap. Just your top 12 drivers still on the lead lap. The 51 of John McMillan Sr. listed as the last driver on the lead lap, sitting in the 12th spot. Not very far off is your top two, though. Rearview mirror going to be full here for John McMillan Sr. very, very soon. We'll go up here, take a look at him. How about the man getting the job done in the office? Let's go on board for a second. There you can see just off in front, he's trying to close in on Lee Staples in the 5 right there. I believe that's the 77 of John Peel possibly as well. The 77 has had some trouble, listed well off the lead lap right now. Big trouble for that 77 of Peel. And Peel was one of those drivers that really needed to have a solid run here tonight. Really needed to walk away with a good finish. How about that? Doing it for Dale. My man right there, Big Mac. John McMillan Sr. I tell you, you know what? We're just going to sit here and watch this thing of beauty for a moment. I've seen a lot of different things on iRacing over the years that I've been here, and this is probably one of the coolest driver and helmet combinations, driver suit and helmet combinations I have seen ever on the server. Check that out, man. Got the man, the myth, the legend inside right there. John McMillan Sr. doing his best. Dale Earnhardt impression inside that 51. We'll jump back out of the car for a moment, back around the track. There's the 5 of Lee Staples. Staples just off in front of that 51 of McMillan Sr. Will jump a little further up through the field, right around that 4th position, because here's that 20 of Michael Madden in 4th. Jonathan Holston sitting just behind him. Holston with 1 lap fresher tires. Will it be enough of an advantage for him to heat the 20 up and make that driver inside the iRacing.com sponsored number 20 make a mistake? Or can Michael Madden perform under pressure here tonight? Long way to go, but we have passed that halfway point here tonight at Richmond International Raceway. We have seen this race clean and green all night long. Olenek stepping away now to a 1.2 second advantage over the field. And as we have reached that halfway point, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't worry, race fans, you won't miss any of the action. We'll keep it live right here as we go swift, side by side. Back after a quick sponsor commercial break, we've seen some heavy action out there on track. Not a lot of it being battles for position right now. Adam Pettit and Michael Madden, one of your closest battles out there on the track. John McMillan Jr. closing in on Darren Clement. That's going to be for 6th and 7th on the track there. You can see these two drivers right now. They'll make their way out of turn number 4 back across the stripe. They'll head back to turns 1 and 2 here at Richmond International Raceway. That's your closest battle on the track for position. 6th and 7th as they run on the raceway. They'll head down the backstretch and back to turn number 3. One lap around this track is very, very quick for these drivers in the truck series. Trying to look through the timing and scoring here and pick out that fastest lap of the race. Looks like that's going to belong to the 86 of Alan Young. He's going to turn in a 22:48. So nobody surpassing the quick time set in qualifying by your race leader, Greg Olenek in the Moo and Brew Sparkle and Shine Ford F-150. That blue oval is dialed in, turned up, tuned, whatever you want to call it. He gone here tonight. A 3-second advantage for Greg Olenek. And as we have had our halfway break, let's run down some of your driver highlights and spotlights. There you can see the man out of Fort Mill, South Carolina, the Moo and Brew Full Throttle Racing and Sport Long MacArthur Ford in Lincoln, Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing, Silver Back Tax Solution. Man, that's a mouthful. He got a lot of sponsors. Greg Olenek up there in the top spot. And I myself and Greg have joked here about if he gets any more sponsors, he's going to be selling a spot on the windshield. We'll have to see if he's going to pull a Ricky Bobby or not, but he's pulling a little bit of Ricky Bobby here tonight. If you ain't first, you last, and he out front. Olenek running in that top spot in that 78, right where he started tonight's race from the pole position. That'll move us right along to the driver sitting in that second spot. The 99 of Rhett Tucker, your points leader heading into tonight's race. He just needed another solid finish to ensure that he made his way into the championship 8. And if he can finish in a podium, it's going to be done without a doubt. He's got a little bit of a point buffer between himself and the last driver inside of the top 8. So Tucker running well. He sits in second. How about this blue oval right here? He's got some company, though. Michael Madden running in the third position for the time being. Can he keep the iRacing.com sponsored 20 Ford F-150 up inside the podium spots, or will the man right behind him sitting in the fourth position at a Kansas get the job done and head into a podium spot, maybe snatch a race win late in the evening? The Long MacArthur Ford Silverback Tax Solution Sparkle and Shine sponsored 58, Adam Pettit sits in fourth. And rounding out your top 5 here tonight out of Dunbar, West Virginia, Jonathan Holston inside the 73 machine sits in fifth. Take a look around for the biggest mover of the race, not inside of your top 10, just now breaking into the top 15, listed off of the lead lap, but he is still up 10 positions from where he started tonight's race, all the way tail end of the field. Jeff Gluckner up 10 spots. The 24 machine sits in 15th. And that's going to do it. That's going to be it for your driver highlights and spotlights as we have now seen the second round of green flag pit stops begin. Rhett Tucker pulls the 99 down for service and tires. Back to the front of the field as Olenek has put Lee Staples down one lap. That's going to leave us with just 10 drivers left on the lead lap. And Rhett Tucker now going to fall off of the lead lap down onto pit road for his second green flag pit stop of the night. Seems to be a bit early. But we did see drivers Jonathan Herdzik He kept his truck out there for about 60 laps. And that's going to go ahead and prompt Olenek to pull the pit road. Michael Madden in the 20 machine was third, fighting for it. He stepped away from Adam Pettit just behind him. Michael Madden going to go to the top of the board. That's going to be our 7th lead change here tonight amongst 6 different drivers. Madden not leading a lap yet here tonight. And he's going to go ahead and now pull that 20 machine to pit road as Adam Pettit will take advantage of the drivers pitting. And he will take over the race lead. 1.2 seconds separate himself from the man we just seen on screen, Jonathan Holston. Now 8 different lead changes. And we haven't done it in a while. Why don't we head trackside real fast? Let's see if we can't check in with the weather report there. You can see track temperature down from where it was in happy hour, as well as in qualifying. Track cooling off here tonight, sits at 103 degrees. A pretty hot evening here at Richmond under the sun. 87 degrees out there on the track, so drivers inside those trucks have got to be asking for water bottles as they continue this long stretch of green flag racing. 93 laps now in the board, clean and green here tonight in chase race number 4 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Adam Pettit with a good advantage. He's got some time to spare if he needs to. He can save a little bit of fuel and stretch this thing on out if he wants, but you got to be careful about how long you stay out there on this pit cycle, giving up a lot of track time as Rhett Tucker and Greg Olenek has already been to pit road, and they are running 22.75s out there on the track. Over a second difference from your race leader, Adam Pettit, last time around running a 23.86. And Olenek with pulling to pit road, we seen him. They're going to battle side by side. Let's take a look back here once again. Both of these drivers one lap down as Adam Pettit pulls to pit lane. This time around, that's going to give the race lead to Jonathan Holston, the 73, back behind this battle between the 99 of Rhett Tucker and the 78 of Greg Olenek. You've seen Olenek have to run down and work to pass Tucker last round of green flag pit stops. He's going to minimize the advantage of those fresh tires this time on around. And Olenek back around that 99. Look for Olenek to eventually get back to the race lead if this green flag pit cycle plays itself on out. But for the time being, this man right now runs at the front. Jonathan Holston getting the job done. Looks like he's shaking the truck a little bit, trying to make sure he's got enough fuel to go another lap or two. And Darren Clement gonna okey doke to field. He's gonna pull the pit road a little bit earlier this time. He's gonna go ahead and bring the 32 Busch Light Ford F-150 down for service and tires. Jonathan Holston, Alan Young staying out on track. Lee Staples has yet to come to pit road as well. So just 3 drivers yet to make their second pit stop here tonight. Kevin Haas came back to pit road back on lap number 68. Ron Shute also to pit road for his second pit stop of the evening, and that's going to shake up the field just a little bit more and give us a fewer drivers left on the lead lap. Just 5 listed on the lead lap right now. There you can see the 9 making his way by. David Medina going to get himself at least one of his laps back here, passing your race leader, Jonathan Holston. So from 2 laps down to 1 lap down, Medina gets by. He gives himself another fighting chance at it. How about Lee Staples? I believe that was the StepTire.com machine we seen just behind Holston. No, that's actually the 20 of Michael Madden, making up a ton of ground with those fresh tires. Madden going to look to put himself back onto your lead lap. Down to the inside, so if Holston wanted to pit, he's going to have to audible Omaha Omaha out there on the track. He's going to have to stay out at least one more lap. Kevin Haas back to pit road this time around. David Cameron joins him down to pit road for what should be the final stop of the race. Final green flag stop of the race for those drivers. Holston in the 73, and this man right here, Alan Young in the 86, who started right where he is running here tonight, outside pole position in that second spot. When we took the initial green flag, Young has had some troubles. He's had to switch the strategies. Running long here on this second round of green flag racing. Alan Young sits in the second spot, just 10 seconds, 9.5 actually, out in front of Greg Olenek, and Young is yet to hit pit road. Man, I'm telling you, those 30-something plus lap fresher tires still showing their head. They are still running about a second faster a lap out on the track. Greg Olenek, Rhett Tucker, both still right at that 23.1 mark on the stopwatch. Race leader that time by Holston ran a 24.14, while Alan Young able to keep it underneath that 24 mark as well. He turns in a 23.92. Darren Clement making a move. Looks like he's going to make his way by a few of the back markers here. That's the 10 of David Cameron and then 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. running back in the 17th and 18th position. They're battling for a spot on the track. Let's watch that battle unfold for a moment. Ayers Jr. going to drop it to the inside of turn 1 and 2 and pull well clear of Cameron down the backstretch. Cameron now going to look to dive it down to the bottom as Lee Staples heads to pit road. Over the 100 lap mark here tonight. These drivers, I'm telling you, can they go green flag the entire night? We've seen a huge green flag run last night right here at Richmond International Raceway for the Butt Kicker Ayers Eye Racing Paints Arca Menard Series, brought to you by Swift Motorsports. The first caution flag of the night flew very, very late, about I believe it was lap 117 is when we seen that first caution flag fly. Then we seen another quick caution forcing us to overtime. First time we've been in overtime in quite some time. And will we see overtime once again here tonight? We have seen this trend many, many times. Holston struggling to keep that top spot, and he's going to pull the pit road this time around. Darren Clement going to make his way by Jeff Gluckner. Clement going to get himself back on the lead lap, but how about the 86 of Alan Young? He's going to take over the race lead. That'll give us our 9th different lead change amongst 6 different drivers here tonight, extending this fuel run very, very late into the stages. He's going to have less than 30 laps to run on the fuel and tires, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough time because Greg Olenek not too far off of him. We'll see him pass on the outside there. You seen that 78 go right on by. There's Red Tucker as well. So Olenek back to the point. That's going to give us 10 lead changes here tonight at Richmond International Raceway Chase Race number 4 here in season number 3 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. And with less than 30 laps to go, drivers gonna begin to close in on that 26 lap to go mark, and it is time. You have got to get on it. Able to keep himself just 1 lap down. We'll keep our eye on that 78 in that 86 of Alan Young. Both him and Jonathan Holston ran very long there, that second green flag run. Will they be able to have enough time? It's 30 laps with about it looks like it's going to be about a 30 lap difference on the tires. So is that enough time to run their way not only back on the lead lap, but back through the field? It's going to be a tall task, but those fresh tires may very well work out for Alan Young and Jonathan Holston, who are now down there under the 22 and a half mark on the stopwatch. Race leader Olenek running a 23.88, so much faster, well capable if we do the math. And how about Alan Young? He's going to put down the fastest lap of the race. We know what he's doing. He's about to slice and dice his way back through the field and try to get himself on the lead lap and back around a handful of drivers. With these long green flag runs, with over 114 laps, over 115 laps, I apologize, of green flag racing, we are now down to just 25 laps to go. There you can see that Moo and Brew Sparkle and Shine 78 of Greg Olenek. He's been at the front of the field for the majority of the race. He's going to walk away with the most laps led, the pole position. Will he walk away with the checkered flag? Looks like we're going to have a caution to mix things up, because he's already out to a 1.6 second advantage over Rhett Tucker, who has almost a 6 second advantage over the driver behind him. Rounding out your podium, that's Adam Pettit in the 58 truck. Pettit sitting third right here, kind of in no man's land. Nobody really out front to catch for position, but he does have a fast Ford behind him. Michael Madden in the 20 truck. Whoa, little bit of a moment there. Did Madden hit the outside wall? Doesn't look like he made contact with that outside wall. But that was pretty close. Tell you what, let's go check on the man on the move right now. That 86 of Alan Young, he's making his way to the tail end of the 51 of John McMillan Sr. McMillan Sr. going to yield the inside of the track. Give the run to that 86. He's now going to work over your race leader, trying to get himself back on the lead lap, and then he will set his sights on some positions here. Spots on the track, not going to be very far off in front of Alan Young. Looks like about 6 seconds maybe. And that's exactly what it is to Eric Talent. So by lap 15, we should see Young beginning to make his way through some of the tail end of the lead lap. Young back to 8th on the track after passing your race leader. And there's not much to talk about really about as far as your race leader. Not a lot of action for him. Almost a 2 second advantage. We'll take a look at him one more time here. Man in that top spot, under 20 to go. Let's run down your top 5 one more time. We've seen him once here in first. We've seen him twice. Now make it 3 times on the night. Greg Olenek gonna lead this field. He sits in first. Back in second for the 3rd time as well here tonight, the 99 of Rhett Tucker. The pilots his Ford F-150 to a solid finish here tonight. He's got a good gap back to the next competitor. Rounding out your podium spot, sitting in 3rd, driver out of Kansas. There you can see him. That's that 58 of Adam Pettit. Drivers behind him not for position on the track. Pettit enjoying a 1.5 second advantage over the 20 of Michael Madden, but just tucked in behind him, that is the 9, as well as the 28 of Ron Shute. So both David Medina and Ron Shute still out there putting down some solid laps. Lee Staples also off in the distance. But let's run back to the 4th place driver. There you can see that 20 of Michael Madden doing the iRacing.com sponsor on that truck some justice here tonight in Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. Back to the man rounding out the top 5 out of Kiss of Me, not Kiss of You. The East Coast Motorsports driver inside the bush light. Ford, Darren Clement going to round out your top 5. That's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights. We'll go ahead and get rid of some of that information graphic. And how about this? He's got himself a shot to gain some positions. He's made up 4 seconds, still 2 seconds to go for Alan Young. And it looks like the pace is beginning to fall off, just a half a second faster than Eric Talent that time by. So the 86 of Young, although he's got those fresh tires, he's struggling to make his way back up around some of these drivers off in front of him that pitted right around lap number 90, lap number 95. So they've got much fresher tires than your top 2 race leaders. Olenek and Tucker down to pit road, lap number 89 and lap number 87 respectively. And they have continued to absolutely push this rapid, crazy pace. Lap number 12 now underway. Last little bit of house cleaning for us here tonight. Started tonight's race here at Richmond International Raceway for the Performance Truck Series Chase Race number 4 here in season number 3. 23 truck drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 18 of them here out there running on the track, with just a handful left on the lead lap. Only your top 9 drivers still on the track on the lead lap. Jonathan Holston in the 73 extended that last run very, very long. He's going to get himself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. But how about this? There it is. Eric Talent going to lose the position to Alan Young. He is on his way, but with 10 laps to go, how much further can he climb through the field? Young up to 7th. Back to race leader Olenek as he makes his way down into turn number 3. He'll come off of turn 4, come back right at you, cross the start-finish line, head down into turn number 1. Still a handful of back markers as he makes his way down the backstretch and back into turn number 3 and 4. And if you're Olenek right now, what do? How do you drive it from here on out? Do you play it safe? Do you play it calm, cool, and collective? Do you give up time to ensure there's not a mistake? Do you just continue to push just as hard to try to stay in your rhythm, stay on top of your stay on top of your game, stay on your toes on the track? Richmond, one of those very rhythmic tracks, kind of like a Martinsville is. Very keen to the way that the RPM sounds when you're inside of these machines. That's kind of one of the telltale signs on when you need to get back out of the gas. And big moment there for the 10 of David Cameron, just in front of your race leader, almost into the outside wall coming off of turn 2. He had to collect it down on the bottom side of the track. Race leader Olenek closes in. He's going to look to put him down yet another lap here. David Cameron going to fall a 4th lap down. No real battles to speak of on the raceway. Everybody with at least a 1.5 second advantage to the next driver in line for position. Only battles out there on track right now. Closing in slowly but surely on John McMillan Jr. with just 4 laps remaining. Alan Young looking to close in and take the 6th spot away from McMillan Jr., who's 1.7 seconds back from Darren Clement. Ron shooting the Dynamark machine, going to go to the outside. He's going to scrub that outside wall a little bit using some of the draft. Young going to dive it down into turn 3 and 4. Man, I'm telling you, he's getting there slowly and but surely. Can that 15 keep himself out in front of Alan Young? But popsicle sticks for this man right here. Let's go a little bit closer to the track. Let's check out this 78 Sparkling Shine Moo and Brew. The Silverback Tax Solutions sponsored 78 machine, white flag, final lap, just 4 corners remaining before we will set the championship 8. And how about this? Needed a great run. He's going to get the job done, sweeping the night away. Coming right back at you at a turn 4, crossing the line. Checkered flag flies here tonight at Richmond International Raceway, and Greg Olenek gonna grab the top spot and head to victory lane right when he needed it. Rhett Tucker with a solid finish in second. Adam Pettit back in third, rounding out your podium spots. How about Michael Madden as well as Darren Clement? John McMillan Jr. finishing in sixth. Alan Young close. If he had about 5 to 10 more laps, I think we would have seen him inside of that top 5. But nonetheless, what a great run by the man right there, giving you a smoke show, enjoying his race win. We're going to step away real fast, race fans, get things set up for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back from Richmond. Trackside once again at the end of another barn burner here for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series Chase Race number 4 in the bag. And now admins and officials are going to be left to tally the points up to see who's going to walk away as a part of that championship eight when we head to Homestead next week. But first and foremost, let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with some of the drivers walking away in some of the podium spots here tonight. Great run out of the 58 Ford F-150. Let's see if we can dial up. Adam Pettit, it's Dave in the booth. You got your ears on, bud? Man, I'm great. How about you? Well, I mean, you had 40 more after that. I mean, what was wrong?
All the drivers out here how clean it is, because it's not easy to do that for 140 laps. So proud of everybody tonight.
Yeah, it's not easy to run clean for that long of a race at a tough track like this here at Richmond International Raceway. Short tracks can sometimes cause some troubles and some issues, but Adam, let's be realistic here. Tonight was really just about whether you could win or not. Pretty much secure with your shot at the championship. So, how you feeling moving forward, knowing we have a 1 week layoff before we got to be in championship form?
Oh, geez. Plan on doing a bunch of practice at Homestead. Um, I haven't been doing much lately, just because life's just kind of busy. But I told my wife, I said, if I make the championship race, I'm gonna have to take a couple nights and run a couple hundred laps just to hopefully have something for Rhett and Greg and Michael. Those guys have been fast here during the playoffs, and I haven't been. So I hope it's just my lack of practice, and hopefully they were practicing, and hopefully if I get some in, I will be a little more equal to them come Homestead.
I think you're going to have yourself a pretty good shot. A little bit different twist on things this season, though. 8 drivers fighting for the championship instead of 4, so going to have a little bit more competition out there to have to overcome. But nonetheless, man, I think you've got a good shot at it. You ran solid all year, walking away with 3rd here tonight. So, Adam, you know the drill. We'll hand you over the mic. There you go.
Thank you. I'd like to say thanks to Long MacArthur Ford, Silverback Tax Solutions, and Sparkle and Shine. It appears my paint was not loaded correctly tonight, so they didn't get out there on the truck during the broadcast. So apologies for that, guys. Other than that, I'd like to thank my teammates, Greg, Michael, and Sean Kozier. I'd like to thank Justin and Gary for Swift here, giving us the opportunity to do this, and you for putting on one heck of a broadcast, man. Thank you.
Well, we do appreciate the kind words. I know the admins and race officials appreciate the kind words. And Adam, it's been a pleasure all season long, and we'll look to catch up with you at Homestead.
Hopefully that's the case, Dave. Thanks, buddy.
All right, there you have it. The man that figured it out with 40 to go, and he was on the move. It's not from me. You heard it from him. He's the one that said it. Don't get mad at Dave. I'm just saying. Another great race in the books for the driver inside of that 58 machine. The Kansas native gets the job done here tonight, walks away in 3rd. Adam Pettit going to enjoy his week off and try to run some laps, trying to give the rest of the field a handful when they head to Homestead. And with all that being said, let's see if we can't now catch in a few words with the driver that walked away 2nd on the track tonight. Let's see if we can't catch up with Rhett Tucker. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yo, what up, Dave?
What would it be doing like, or something like that? You right?
What's
right?
good,
That's
bro?
how it goes. It's all good up here, man. How you doing after a great run, a long run? How about that? Green flag racing all night long.
Yeah, how about that? I can't believe we just went flag to flag at Richmond.
It's almost mind blowing, ain't it?
Kind of sore from that.
Well, Rhett, let's get down to some business real quick here. Another podium for you here in season number 3. You came into tonight's race with the points lead, all but assured a spot in that championship 8. How are you approaching that race when we head back to the track here in 2 weeks?
Oh, I'm ready to rock. I wish it was tomorrow night.
I don't think you guys can load up and get to Miami that quick, can you?
I can make a phone call.
I hear you, big dog out here. I'm riding home with you.
I gotta give props to Greg, man. He was smooth as glass out there, man. I couldn't figure out where to catch him.
Well, you gave it your all. You had a little bit of a battle with him there during that second round of green flag racing. Overall, though, how would you rate the performance of the truck here tonight, knowing that it was a short track and typically you see a little bit shorter runs here tonight?
I give it a 7 out of 10. I really was more focused on dodging lap traffic, it seemed like, man. I go high, they go high. I go low, they go low.
Playing the guessing game out there tonight on the track.
Yeah.
Rhett, man, congratulations on an amazing run throughout the season. Walking away with a race win in your back pocket. Chance for the championship in 2 weeks. Walking away second once again here tonight. So congratulations on everything done this season. And before we let you go, before we head to Homestead, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, thank you, Dave, doing a killer broadcast as usual. Adam forgot to thank his wife, so thank you, Adam's wife. Thank you, Malware Bites, Concept Boats. Yeah, everybody at Swift. See you in 2 weeks.
All right, my man. We'll hope to catch up with you at Homestead and see if you can't make it a third win on the year.
Thank you, man.
All right, there you have it, Red Tucker. A little bit of comedy there with Tucker thanking Pettit's wife. Pettit better get some chocolate and flowers, man. I'm telling you, watch out. No, just kidding, just joking. Great run once again by your points leader heading into tonight's race. Rhett Tucker will more than likely have that points lead heading into the final race of the season. We'll reset things and get ready to go at Homestead next week. Tucker walks away tonight in second. And well, that's going to bring us to the man of the hour, the man of the moment, walking away with the race win right when he needed a great finish. Let's see if we can't talk to your buddy, my buddy, a fellow Carolina native. Greg, it's Dave. You got me?
I got you.
Hey, man, I say a fellow Carolina native. You know, you're just out of North Carolina and South Carolina. I'm just in North Carolina above the border, but hey, I'm moving to South Carolina here in about a month or two, so I'm going to have to come holler at you.
Where all the cool kids are, man. I work in Charlotte, but I like to play and live in South Carolina.
Yeah, that's always the best, right?
Yeah, man. It's the best of both worlds. It's a great place to live, for sure.
Well, man, back to some business real quick. Task at hand, you know, that kind of thing here tonight. Walking away with the race win. Dominant fashion really out there tonight, man. You absolutely, I would say, kind of schooled the field. How good was that 78 truck for you tonight?
Oh, man, it felt like it was on rails, stuck on that yellow line around this whole track, and that's exactly where you need to be. It's the fastest line. Getting that truck straight out of the turns is going to save tires, and it really never felt too tight for me throughout a whole run. But, you know, there was some strategy involved with people who were short pitting, and you really had to pay attention to when people were pitting, because around here in such a small track, they're going to pull a second a lap each lap if you decide to stay out. So you can't stay out too long hoping for like a caution or worried that a caution is going to come out. So that was definitely something to pay attention to there at the end with Rhett coming in a little early. I had to force my hand and come in as well to kind of keep pace with him. And fortunately enough, you know, Rhett's really strong here at Richmond. He won in our other league in the Xfinity cars here last week, and I knew he was going to be tough here tonight. So it means a lot to beat such really good talent out here.
Absolutely. Well, big picture moment here. You came into tonight's race sitting in sixth in the point standings, just barely inside of that top 8. You had yourself about an 8-point separation. But now that you've walked away with not only the pole position, the most laps led, as well as the race win, you're well and secure as one of those drivers vying for a championship in 2 weeks. What's the strategy from here And do you think you can park that 78 in victory lane once again?
It's gonna be tough because I mean, you just look at the names that have made it. You know, you got Sean Kozier, John McMillan Jr., Michael Madden, myself, Adam Pettit, Lee Staples, Tucker, and Alan Young, and all those trucks are super strong. And you know, you got to worry about them, especially on a 1.5-mile track like Homestead. But I do really like that track as far as the truck setup goes there. Hopefully, with this next build that they come out with next week with iRacing, it doesn't mess with that track too much. But I really like my chances, and I like our chances as a team with one of us coming away with the trophy at the end. We got 4 of our drivers in there, so our odds are pretty good. So we're definitely looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to seeing you out there turning laps, chasing down a championship trophy. Greg, congratulations on being able to get to victory lane here before the end of the season. Needed it right when you got it, so job well done, my man. And before we let you go and celebrate, not just tonight, but the entire week you can celebrate, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I want to say love you to my girlfriend, and thank you to my girlfriend, Carlene, as well, for always supporting me. She's honestly the best I could ask for, and she's super supportive of me on here. So I got to say thank you to her. And I got to thank my Rev Racing teammates. We all got to the end, and that was the goal. Now we are going to figure out how we're going to go about practicing with one another as, we have 2 weeks before the last race. And then I want to thank my sponsors, as always, Moo and Brew, Full Throttle Racing and Sports, Silverback Tax Solutions, Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing, as well as Long MacArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. Couldn't do it without them. And thank you, Dave. You're the best.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm the best, but I mean, I'll take it for the moment. Oh, man, again, congratulations on the race win. Heck of a season for you and the 78 crew, and we'll look to catch up with you down at Homestead.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, there you have it. Greg Olenek giving some shout-outs and love to a lot of people here tonight. The man with the most sponsors in the field. I didn't get a chance to mess with him about that again. I'm going to have to take care of that when we hit Homestead. But the man from Fort Mill, South Carolina, finally parks that Moo and Brew machine into victory lane. The 78 of Greg Olenek walks away with his first win of the year. And that's pretty much going to do it. That's pretty much all she wrote here from Richmond International Raceway. We'll get things fired up, ready to go for tomorrow night. Right after we shut the lights off here, we'll begin that track to Chicagoland Speedway for tomorrow night's Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series. They'll have their chase race number 4 tomorrow night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So as the seasons begin to wind down, the cream is beginning to rise to the top, and we are seeing some great racing finishes week in, week out here for Swift Motorsports, and with the producers hitting those familiar tunes in the background. It's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Walking away with that top spot, checkered flag for the first time, the Rev Racing 78 of Greg Olenek. Rhett Tucker going to park the 99 in that second spot, and rounding out your podium spots here tonight, the 58 of Adam Pettit. Michael Madden going to walk away in fourth, while Darren Clement brings the Busch Light Ford F-150 home in the fifth spot. John McMillan Jr. just behind him. Alan Young, Eric Talent going to finish back in eighth. 73 of Jonathan Holston walks away on the lead lap, but back in the ninth spot. First driver, one lap down, will be the 9 of David Medina Sr. finishing back in 10th. 11th place goes to Lee Staples. 12th to Sean Kozier. John McMillan Sr. bringing the 51 truck home in the 13th position. Sometimes I get a little dyslexic. Do apologize about that one. Jeff Gluckner in the 24 parks the iRacingWorld.com machine in the 14th spot. 15th goes to Kevin Haas. Ron Shoup parks the 28 home in 16th. 17th spot goes to Stephen Ayers Jr., while the 10 of David Cameron walks away in 18th. 19th spot tonight goes to John Herzig. John Peel back in 20th. Jeffrey Green with some early trouble. The 34 will finish over 100 laps down back in 21st. Sean Mitchell in 89 walks away from the track here tonight a little bit disappointed. He'll walk away in 22nd. Rounding out the running order here tonight in the field for chase race number 4 from Richmond International Raceway, the 07 of Brian Jablonski finishes in 23rd. Big time shout out to your race officials and admins. They had to have some coffee and some energy bars down there to stay awake. Not having to pull any work duties here tonight. Justin Gann, Gary Wells for making sure these drivers keep things straight out there on the track and for any restarts. They had a light night here tonight, but we want to thank them for everything they've done all season long right here at Fort Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. That's going to do it for the running order. That's going to do it for us here at Richmond. We'll begin to wind things down and turn off a few of the lights. But if you haven't already, race fan, join us in that push past 2,000 subscribers up into possibly that 3,000 subscribe mark. We do want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of you. And while you're here, while you're watching week in, week out, go ahead, drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether it's just to say hey or you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family. We do appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, without you, there would be no us. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.